What's up, Flipsiders? So today is August 1st. I know that because it is...
August 1st, actually. Might even be August 2nd.
No, it's August 1st still. It's Monty's birthday today. So happy birthday to Monty. It was an eventful day today.
That is, I feel like, an understatement.
Well, it's a statement for sure. So, started off this morning and went to work, gave my notice at my part-time job that I still work at the trampoline park. So that happened this morning. Notice for, it's a 5-month notice.
So it's a long notice.
Yes, so I'm gonna be there through the end of the year, but that was a big thing that happened today. Finally moving full-time into YouTube and Flipsider Productions. So super excited about that, but that was a big thing. Had a major migraine coming back from that though. So came home, downed a couple Excedrin, and had to take a nap because I thought I was gonna throw up all over the place. Thankfully, that didn't happen, which is great.
Yes.
Woke up, shot some videos, and then, Sarah, I went to softball.
Jacob went to softball.
And that is when the
It
whole
all
evening fell apart.
Went to crap.
So, get to softball. See, here's the thing. I mentioned this in my Jurassic World Live playthrough, but I'm thinking we haven't filmed the vlog in a little while. I threw out my back the very first time we went out to go practice softball.
This
Almost,
is true.
I think it was like the second practice swing that I had, threw my back out, which is great because my back was just recovering from when I had hurt it recently.
From your last sports game.
Yes. So what ended up happening was last week, our first game, I was pretty stiff, but I felt good for the most part. And so today, I was like, I feel so good. I feel great.
I'm going back to the gym tomorrow.
Going back to the gym this week, ready to get back into a normal routine. And so we're at the softball game, and I'm like, guys, I'm just gonna be straight up with you. If there's a ball flying towards the fence, because I'm playing first base, I'm not going to run and try to get it. No. Foul ball anyway, I'm not gonna smack my face against the fence. Not worth it. Like, second batter up in the whole game. And the pop fly towards first base. Clearly a foul ball, but I'm like, I can catch this. Start running over towards the fence and collide with the fence, but like right before I got to the fence, I didn't catch the ball, by the way, which is the worst part. Before I even got to the fence, my left leg kind of gave out on me a little bit, and I kind of crumpled to the floor and kind of hit the fence on the way down.
It
looked super pathetic, probably. Well, it felt like it gave out on me.
Yes, but it didn't.
And then I looked up at my leg, and my foot was like this,
Is that like
and my leg was like this.
90-degree angle from where it should be.
And I was like, that's not normal. That's not where my foot should be. And I was in a lot of pain. When that first happened, I was like, oh crap.
And
This
I
hurts so bad.
was not there.
Yeah, Sarah was not there. She went grocery shopping
Was going to go.
with her friend. And so anyway, they picked me up. My teammates picked me up.
Well, no. You're like skipping my part of the story.
No, not yet.
Yeah?
Not yet.
You said
I haven't called you yet.
Up. You literally just said.
No,
Sarah...
I said my friends picked me up.
You up. Okay.
And I hobbled over to the dugout, looking down at my foot, which is at a 60-degree angle.
Yeah, not
probably.
quite 90s, but it was pretty close. It was pretty close.
It's so.
It's freaky looking.
Get to the dugout, and like the facility people are over there now for like the sports complex. And they call over the first aid guy, and the first aid guy takes one look at it. He's like, you need a doctor. And I'm like,
Thanks.
oh, great. So anyway, they get me ice, and they're wrapping my foot up, and I call Sarah, and I'm like, hey, I need you to come get me. I think I might have broken my ankle.
And I'm like, and my friend and I are leaving the apartment to go grocery shopping. Like, we're literally walking towards our car. and I get this call, and I just stop dead in my tracks. I'm like, what?
What?
I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, I'm coming to get you, obviously, but.
Like, the guys there, they were like, all right, do we need to call an ambulance? And I'm like, not call an ambulance. And then the first aid guy was like, okay, well, we'll take you to my car and I'll drive you. And I'm like, I will just wait for my wife to get here.
By the way, there was a fire truck at the sports complex.
Oh, did you think
we
it
went
was?
we went to go pick up your car.
Oh, really?
I didn't see it there when
Oh,
we
man,
went
I hope
there.
somebody else didn't get hurt.
I mean, maybe.
Thank goodness.
It didn't have the
But,
lights on.
The first aid guy was saying, hey, I'll take you in my car to the hospital. And I was like, no. Like, my foot is already sideways. And I told them this. I'm like,
worse.
nothing is going to get worse by me waiting for my wife at this point.
We had a pretty good time, though, getting there.
Yeah, you guys did.
We were there in, like, 9
So I
30.
called Sarah that first time. I'm like, you ain't come pick me up. I hurt myself.
And he sounded like he was in pain.
I was in a
That
lot of
first
pain.
phone
There were a lot of
call.
people messing with my foot and like picking it up and putting things under it, and I'm like, ow! It hurts. But I'm very grateful. They propped my foot up and like strapped some ice to it and everything, which is good. But I called you again like a couple minutes later, and I'm like, hey,
Don't
seriously,
rush.
I'm okay. Do not drive recklessly on the freeway. Just take your time. I'm not going anywhere.
I was very thankful I had my friend Gracie with me because
Mhm.
she kind of like, at one point while you're driving, I'm like, tell me a story. I'm like,
Oh, really?
I need you to tell me a story because I was feeling a little twitchy because, like, yes, you said not like you were okay, but I'm like, you just said you might have broken your ankle, and like while we're driving to go pick up Jacob, I'm like, and we live on the 3rd floor. I was like,
Which did prove to be a bit of a challenge tonight. I will not be going downstairs for a couple days. Okay, so Sarah gets there. She's able to pull like right up to the dugout, which is super cool.
I felt
And-
really cool doing that.
Yeah,
by
you got
the
to
way.
drive right
I was
up.
like,
And a couple of the guys again help me into the car, and I sit down in there, and then
Jaden looked so sad when I came up. He's like, I'm so sorry, Sarah. I'm like, it's okay.
it's like I broke your husband.
I'm like, it's okay.
No, I felt like such a dork. I mean, I cannot. Every time I go out to play sports, I hurt myself.
It's like God's telling you, stop playing sports.
No kidding. I think I might have to listen soon. Okay, so get in the car. We're driving in Sarah's car with Sarah and Gracie, and I'm in the back seat, kind of getting car sick, but thankfully the throbbing in my foot was helping the car sickness stay at bay. We get to the hospital. I get into a wheelchair, and we roll into the hospital, and the whole time I'm like holding my leg up like this. And we go inside, and we get the paperwork filled out.
Did you hear what the lady behind the counter said to me?
Oh no.
She asked if I was your girlfriend.
Yeah, I heard that.
But then I said, oh no, I'm his wife. And she was like, ooh, girl.
That's funny. It's just because we look so young, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then I kept having to tell people like dislocated my ankle playing softball.
I know, they're like, how'd you do this?
They're like, it may be time to stop playing sports. You're getting old. And I'm like, I know. Okay, I know. So anyway,
That doesn't hurt.
at this point, my cleat is still on.
Oh, yeah.
And,
They
It's-
take us to triage.
sure, whatever that means. There were no trees anywhere in this area.
It's just where they assess what's wrong. So
Well, they
can-
were doing that. They were assessing, and then they started trying to take my shoe off, and I'm like, please stop. I am going to put some pictures up. Okay, if you are squeamish, shut your eyes for a second, because my foot, there's no blood, but there are foots at odd angles.
and bones kind of protruding.
The bone did not come out of the skin,
No,
but the
but it
bone
was-
is not right.
Yeah.
There's something wrong.
It was extremely strange.
Anyway, so here's a picture with the cleat on my foot, and they tried to start taking the cleat off. And this happens to be one of those cleats that there's extra fabric that kind of comes up and grips your ankle. And the lady was trying to get the shoe off, and she kept pulling the leg hair, and I'm like, you've got to stop. The ankle's fine. The leg hair pulling hurts so bad. And so I just told, she's like, how much do you love these cleats? And I said,
Or
just
like,
cut
just
them
cut
off.
'em.
Like, it's fine.
So they just cut those suckers off.
We have the cut cleat, don't we?
Oh, I left it in my car.
But we have it.
Yeah, I just left it in my car.
Sweet. So anyway, we get the cleat off. Once the cleat is off, the foot looks even worse.
It's actually,
Somehow.
that's true. It looked more gnarly with the cleat off. And I think it's
So here's a picture of that.
I think it's just because the fabric like kind of covered the protruding bone.
Yeah.
And when I say protruding bone, obviously
Not
it
through the
wasn't
skin. They're
coming
seeing a
out.
picture there.
Yeah.
Then they see it.
But
So anyway, they wheel me back into just like the little medical
they gave
area.
him a bed.
Yeah, because they're like, we couldn't find a wheelchair to prop the leg up, so
Here's a bed.
here's just a medical bed. So sat in that and waited for a little while. They put some ice around it, and I asked the guy, I'm like, okay, so like, what's happening? Like, what are we gonna do? And he's like, well, I'm like, I asked him, I'm like, is this like gonna be like in the movies where somebody comes in and just like snaps it into place and then I walk away? He's like, no, actually, we put you under, and then we readjust everything, check everything, and then you'll wake up and it'll all be, normal again. So I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So 2 nurses come in, they check it, they're doing all their examinations, and then one nurse comes in to start putting the IV in my arm.
They were gonna take a bunch of blood tests.
Well, I think it was mostly to put me to sleep.
Well,
they were
doing the IV, but did you see the vials he was ready to fill?
That's true. He did have a lot of vials.
He had like 5 vials.
So anyway, he wraps the rubber band around my arm, and he's ready to start taking blood. And the doctor walks in, and he looks at it. He's like, "Let me just pop it back, real quick." And I'm like, "Can you do that?" He's like, "Yeah." So I'm like, "Do it. Let's go."
So Gracie and I are just sitting there witnessing this.
I wish we would have gotten this recorded.
I know,
but I wasn't thinking about it at the moment.
I was not prepared for the doctor to walk in and just say, "Want me to pop it back into place?" I'm like,
so I was like,
I didn't
yes.
even want to watch it.
So Sarah can tell us a little bit better because I did have my eyes shut because I'm like, I can't watch this.
Well, you were also like,
it hurt. It hurt. Like, I had my eyes shut and my teeth were gritted because I'm like...
You were, like, leaning away from him as much as possible.
I know. I was trying to get away from my foot. It hurt. Unfortunately, I could not detach my upper part of my body from my foot, or else I would have. So anyway, grabs the foot. And I've got my eyes shut at this point because I don't want to see it coming. I just want it to happen. Because if I see it coming, I feel like I'm going to brace myself.
Yeah.
And you can tell the story better because you watched... I felt 2 tugs, like pulls, and nothing happened. And then I felt like a little break. Not break. Bad use of words. I felt a pause. And then he went again and BAM!
Yeah. And
It just
popped back into
instant relief. Like it hurt while he was pulling and pushing on the area. As soon as it popped back, I was like, so good. So you want to tell what was going on?
So the doctor started, just took his foot, his sideways foot, and was trying to pull it. Well, there wasn't much resistance. Jacob was kind of sliding down the bed a little.
They didn't tell me to brace myself.
No! And also,
Just started yanking me away.
There was a male nurse there, and so he kind of when he realized what was happening, kind of grabbed Jacob's leg to kind of steady him. But so he's just pulling his sideways foot just kind of straight out, and it wasn't going. And that's when the male nurse grabbed it from there. And then the doctor grabs, that top part of his foot, and then is pushing in on the ankle bone that's popped out.
So he had his thumbs on that, and he was showing.
And he was
that hurt. That part hurt.
And kind of pull at the same time. Well, when that didn't work, he started pushing in on that ankle bone, pulling the foot out, and also trying to turn it sideways. And that's when it was a very audible.
Now, when it went back into place, did it just all of a sudden it was tension, bam, it popped, or it was a kind of a slow thing? It was pretty.
I mean, I think it was.
It felt sudden, but like I said, I had my eyes shut, and that hurt a lot.
I had my ears plugged because I was I don't know what to like this. I didn't know what to expect.
So at that point, it was like a miracle. At that point, I was like, wow, the relief that immediately came.
Jake's like, so we can leave now?
And we ended up being there for about an hour after that. They came and they took x-rays because they wanted to make sure nothing was broken.
Cool. Did you?
Yeah, it was cool.
It was a portable X-ray machine.
That's cool.
And we saw the X-ray on the screen.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, from where we were standing. There was like a little screen on the back of the little machine that was like facing away from you. And we saw your foot X-ray on it.
That's cool.
As we walked by.
I did not get any lead protection, so I might not be able to.
Yeah, they had
babies.
us leave the area because they're like, you are women,
Yeah.
young women of
And then
childbearing age.
They just had it out there. Like, my whole nether regions were uncovered. Not uncovered.
Jacob,
but, like, they
you didn't tell me that part.
they were not covered by, like, the normal shield.
Yeah.
So I may never be able to have children. Weird. Dislocated my leg, and now I'm sterile.
You're infertile.
Okay, so anyway, it takes a little while. Get the x-rays. Sarah and Grace leave to go pick up my car, which is on the other side of town. Didn't want to leave it there.
I should have just had her drive it back the first time.
Yeah, probably. But it's okay. It's fine.
was not thinking straight.
Gracie was very, very gracious to do all this. Very kind. So I'm hanging out at the hospital and just texting people and playing Jurassic World.
Because he's bored.
Yeah, I was so bored. I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? And so it takes a long time for the x-rays to come back. They read them, and then they come back and they give me a boot, and then they come back and they give me crutches, and then they come back and they're like having me sign all this paperwork. Then we can leave. Awesome.
Yes.
We're finally leaving. And we went and got Wendy's, and then came home, ate Wendy's, and then went to go take a shower and took like the boot off that they had put on my foot, and couldn't believe how swollen my foot was.
He had major
It
cake.
was. I still have it. Let me see if I can get my sock off. You know.
Oh, you're gonna have. There's already a huge
that
bruise
boil.
forming on your ankle.
Look at that. It's so fat.
On the other side of your ankle, there's like a huge bruise forming.
Oh, I see darkness. I can't really focus on it, but yeah, I see some sort of bruise.
Yeah.
So apparently that's where the pulse on my foot is. But yeah. So now I am home. I just have my foot up
crutches.
on my desk, and I've got a boot and crutches, and it does hurt to put pressure on it, direct pressure, but it feels pretty good actually, all
Yeah.
things considered. I do have to call an orthopedic tomorrow.
And your
Orthopedic?
foot
Is
still
that?
looks a little crooked.
No, it feels fine. I mean, I haven't rested to the side right now. But I have to follow up with an orthopedic surgeon. Is that who I'm?
I
Or
don't
just
know.
I don't know.
I don't
Anyway,
know. There's a phone number
It's
they
like a
gave
foot
us.
doctor. Got to follow up with them, and they need to check for. They're going to be checking for nerve damage, because even though the
Ligaments.
X-rays came back good, nothing broken. They said we don't know about the ligaments. Like there could be some tears or some soft tissue damage. So have to do a follow up, and then hopefully all will be good then. And yeah, and then just heal up. But yeah, that's it. That
But
was
it was
our
very
night.
long.
Yeah.
It was a very long
And
evening.
the funniest part was when I went out of the softball game, this lady went in to fill in for me at first base, and she was so much better than I was.
Apparently their team won.
Yeah, we won 14 to 6,
6,
which was awesome. But she goes in there the inning after I go out, and she catches a fly ball and then catches a grounder to first, and just 2 outs like back to back, and I'm like, they should have just had her playing from the beginning because she's clearly better than I am. But everyone was super helpful and super
Everyone
nice.
was at the hospital
And
too, yeah.
Everyone at the hospital was awesome.
Yeah. Jacob was just cracking jokes the whole time.
Yeah, we were having a good time.
And then male nurse was cracking just as many jokes.
It was fun. And especially at the triage center, like the whole time we were just having a good time and laughing. And
They were like, how are you so happy?
well, it's always a big point of mine in my head that when something like this, even if it's not nearly like this, but small things, big things, when things go wrong, what an opportunity to witness and be a reflection of Christ. And so that was what I was trying to do all night with my attitude. And
You did a really good job.
thank you, guys. Yeah, and at that point, it's already messed up, so there's no point in pouting about it. So we just had a good time, and we were laughing the whole time. It was great.
I'm just remembering the whole time they kept coming back and checking on Jake, like, do you need a blanket? They asked him that like
true.
10 times, and Jake was like, no, I don't need a blanket. And they're like, do you need a blanket?
And I turned to Sarah and Grace at one point. I'm like, do I look cold? Like-
And then Grace is like, well, people who are in shock usually, like, get really cold. So they're probably concerned about that. But the thing is that I don't feel like at any point you were in shock. I think
Come on, Sis, can
Think
take
you
more than a
handled
sideways
it.
foot to put me in shock.
two sideways.
I
foots.
was starving though.
Yes.
And towards the end, I was like, I need to get out of here because I'm going to die of
And
hunger.
every time we thought that we could leave, they're like, oh, we can't
And
leave
then
yet.
one more thing. Oh, one more
Yeah,
thing.
okay.
So anyway, yeah, that was our exciting evening, but it will not stop me from editing this vlog tonight.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm gonna do that. Then probably going to, considering
Not
sleeping.
Sleepy?
I'm kind of sleepy, but at the same time, I'm awake.
Then you
I
can
don't
play
know.
Divinity on the couch because your wifey is sleepy.
No, as soon as I lay down and think I'm gonna fall asleep, so I'm gonna edit this vlog, go up tomorrow morning, and then yeah, probably just gonna fall right to sleep. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this little video and this little story time with us. And hope you enjoy the Jurassic World the game that's going to be coming out in a couple hours. And yeah, anyway, fun day. Thank you for taking care of me, guys.
You're welcome.
I love you
I love you.
so
I'm
much.
so tired.
I know.
Because I went to the gym today, too.
You did! I should have gone to the gym today. Maybe my ankle would have been stronger if I would have worked out.
Or
Maybe.
we said that you'd either be too tired to play.
I would have been too tired to chase a foul ball if I would have gone to the gym today. Lots of ifs, but this is what happened. It's God's perfect plan, and now we just rest. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see all of you on the flip side. We will see all of you. I'm so used to filming the videos on my own now. We will see all of you guys on the flip side.